So how do you think the storm has affected the Mount Pleasant area?
Well, I think obviously it could have been much worse in terms of the actual impacts. We got very lucky, but at the same time, I think it got people thinking about and preparing for potentially a storm. And it's always nice to keep it top of mind. Even if we don't have something, preparing is certainly a great way to go. That way, when it does happen, if it does hapen, you don't have to worry about running to the stores and getting all those last minute supplies. You've already got them.
Well, why do you think that South Carolina has decided to take such an extensive procedure on storms like Florence?
I think, Salome, I think it's the population. There are so many more people who have moved here, and I think the governor and all those folks who are responsible for making sure we stay safe have some tough decisions to make, and part of that is it takes a lot of people to get, a lot of time to get people out.
Absolutely.
So I think the population growth in the Charleston area, you guys know, all of you guys know, that you drive around town and the traffic is getting almost ridiculous, but that's because people love to come to an area where they can drive 10 minutes to the ocean. So hurricanes unfortunately affect us and impact us, and we've got to be prepared, and one way to do that is knowing what you're going to do. And evacuation is one way to do it. So I think they've got to have a plan. Going back to 1999, Hurricane Floyd, there wasn't much of a plan.
Right.
It created a major tie-up on the freeways, and I think a lot of people were very resentful for that.
In recent news, we've seen that many news outlets have decided to create more of an excitement throughout the population with the way that they cover their stories.
Right.
So why do you think that is?
You know, I hate to say it, but there's so many places for you to get information, and everybody's kind of, you know, trying to get that little piece of the pie. We want to be that source of information. Some folks have taken the the opinion, if I kind of play it up a little bit, maybe people will watch me. Our philosophy here at News 2 is to just give you the facts, try to get them to you as low-key as we possibly can, not to cause any kind of a panic, and then you, as an individual, have to make a decision about what you want to do with the information we give you.
Do you have any personal advice to give to somebody who isn't necessarily accustomed to natural disasters?
Yes, you know, I hate to say it, I wouldn't want someone to go through it to learn a lesson, but I think listen to folks around who have been through, whether it be a hurricane, whether it be a tornado, whether it be an earthquake, which we don't have that often, but we're susceptible to just flooding on a normal sunny day because of the tidal situation. So I would say ask questions, listen to people, educate yourself as much as possible, and just know what the potential hazards could be. That's probably the best advice I could give.
Well, it was a privilege to get to interview you.
Well, thanks. Thank you guys for coming. I appreciate you hanging out with us.